student from Hughes Middle School here with a few of her friends.
I'll be going to Holy Face next year, and I'm super excited. But I was so incredibly disappointed and sad when I found out that over 700 teachers, the greatest teachers ever, are going to be cut next year. I mean, that's terrible. Yeah. I can't imagine how that makes them feel, but for me, that's just devastating.
It's super devastating.
Yes, it's super devastating.
Super, man.
Allow me to introduce a few of them to you.
Introduce.
What makes a good middle school teacher? A person that can and does crawl into the interesting space between young teenagers' ears, our minds, and then make the real effort to see what we see. Miss Collins, 8th grade, A English, is a teacher that gets in the mind. She works hard to understand what's important to us and then makes the art of reading and writing accessible and relevant to us. And sometimes she's willing to put her teacher pride aside for a moment to bust a few moves. Last week during our school's Black History show, we had a tribute to Michael Jackson. That allowed her to show her talent, courage, intelligence, and fast speech. Not a bad combination. Mr. Reynolds. He is taught... His interest in certain historical information has allowed his detective skills to look at real historical events differently. His personal reconstruction of the Battle of Little Bighorn has shown a slightly different interpretation of how the battle might have been fought. He really makes history come alive for us with this one-man show of fur trapping wilderness men. He really does love history and understands why it's important to get it right. Another area that Mr. Reynolds and the third teacher behind me, Ms. Soren, have both worked on intensely on is the development of our school's emergency plan. Mr. Reynolds' expertise in energy planning and Ms. Soren's attention to detail has allowed our school to become one of the models for all of Long Beach. And now, Mrs. Soren. Dynamic. Involved. Brilliant. These are 3 words that can be used to describe her. She and her twin sister went to Hughes way back in the 90s, so she knows her way around campus.
The 90s?
Her activism for her students goes beyond the classroom. As I said, she helped create our emergency plan, but that was just one of the many things she's done for Hughes. She completed her college degree by age 19, and now she has her master's as well. She brings the same dedication to her classroom. She wanted to become, and now is, a teacher. Her 6th grade classes are always focused and fun. Besides being great teachers, they all have another thing in common. They will all probably get the pink slip next week. To me, it's sad to think that Long Beach could lay off such wonderful teachers. Before we leave the stage, I want to ask you, why would California ever consider losing one teacher such as these?
Because our government sucks! Terminate the Terminator!
And what can you do to help save mine? Or shall I say, our future?
Kick her